Okay. 7 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order. Please join me in the flag salute. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Kobe.
Councilor Eager. Here. Councilor Escorca. Here. Councilor Donahue. Here. Councilor Otto.
Here.
Councilor Ocher. Here. Councilor Fowler. Here. Councilor Hill. Here. Mayor Walls.
Here. Okay. Our first- Next item is appearance of interested citizens. Do you have any?
I do.
Okay.
Jack Willett. Oh,
Thanks for the opportunity. I think we talked about the traffic control consideration at North Oak and First Street. My house, I live there, 115 North Oak. My house is what I kind of snarkily say now, it's been fenced in by the 19 delineators, I'll just call them posts, that line my front yard. Obviously, I have a vested interest in this as it affects the curb appeal of my house. If there's one word that is uttered when asking others their thoughts on the design, that word is ugly, or in some cases hideous. But let's set the obvious reduction in real estate value aside for now. To set it aside, I question its effectiveness and believe it has manifested some unintended consequences. From my conversation with Chief Daniels, I appreciate having that nice conversation that day that came out. I gather there were like two main goals. One is to stop traffic from slaloming through that intersection as they head west down East College Street. And two, as a response to a recommendation made by MoDOT's Safe Routes to School program. So I've been watching the end of school day traffic for the past few weeks, and these are my observations, a couple of observations. One, currently there are only 5 to 7 school children that represent like 2 households going through that area at the end of the school day. Interestingly enough, they almost never use repainted crosswalks. Instead, they use the old one north of the intersection. So there's very little student traffic through that area at the end of the school. So the risk is extremely low. 2, about 80 to 90% of the vehicles turning right onto North Oak are taking a large swath and are partially or fully driving in the other lane. I would say that probably a quarter of the vehicles are fully into the other lane as they turn right, including our Mount Angel school buses. The posts are creating a pinch point in front of the white corner, even before taking into account that there may be cars parked in front of that store. One would think that this increases the chance of traffic accidents. And if you doubt my observation, I recommend you put up a camera and see for yourself. I also question the necessity of it all. I've lived here for 11 years now, and at that time, cannot think of one incident that has a intersection.
Hey, what are you boomers talking about in your meeting there anyway? What are you fucking fat bitches and boomers talking about? Defending kikes? Is that all you care about is kikes? Do you care about the other citizens of this country or just your kike friends?
You guys just defend the baby dick sucking kikes, don't you? All Jews are kikes.
You guys know that Jews did 9/11 and that Jews suck baby penis? I mean, you can search it up on nyc.gov. It's under oral suctioning and oral circumcision. It's disgusting. They let Catholics not suck.
You guys know this meeting's been hijacked by the angry white goyim. We're tired of all this shit.
Niggers aren't even people. I mean, come on. Who thought that these fucking ape-like humanoids could live in society and function? They're 13% of the population.
We're gonna gas them chicken swingers out of existence. Fuck them. Kikes to the Congo, niggers to Israel. White fucking power.
Keep working for the ADL, you fucking sellout pieces of shit, and you'll be hung from trees just like the fucking niggers and the kikes. Are you still fucking listening, you fucking room of
Go ahead.
But.
Go ahead and talk that.
We won't count
I
it.
pushed the minutes of it all, to back it up, I lived there for 11 years now, and that time I cannot think of an incident that occurred or accident that occurred in this intersection, other than a couple of minor scrapes during the ice storm. I would think I would have heard about it if there were, small town. So why didn't we make a change to solve a problem that didn't seem to exist in the first place? So in closing, I ask the council, Chief Daniel, and any others who may have been involved in observing, designing, and recommending this project to reassess the project, to minimally to remove at least the posts from North Oak Street, as I believe they serve no useful purpose other than to influence drivers to encroach into the wrong lane in front of the bike corner. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you. All the others?
Yes, Jeff and Stephanie.
My name is Jeff Brennan. This is my wife Stephanie. I didn't prepare anything tonight. I've never been to a council meeting before, but I did grow up in this town. My parents grew up in this town, and I'm coming tonight to talk about a particular home that we have up on Tabor Street that is just absolutely atrocious. They are not selling candles. I'm sure they're selling much worse stuff, and it's gotten to the point where they're stealing from us while we eat dinner. And I know that the police can't be everywhere, but I feel like we haven't made any progress. So I'm coming tonight to just raise some awareness about it and just let everybody know that it's getting very bad up there. I'm afraid for the safety of my children, my home. We just reached a point where it's extremely frustrating to watch, and I'm just gonna say it, they're dealing. And I have to sit across from that every day and have my children come tell me that they can see them out there dealing and nothing is being done. So it has to change before something happens. And that's what I have to say.
We're done. It's been 16 years we've been there. We've watched them come and go for 16 years. And now when they start taking stuff from us and they have the nerve to come up our driveway while we're sitting at the dinner table and steal something from us, and other neighbors that are here tonight have the same issues, we're done. And something has to be done because it's not pretty. So that's.
I've sent enough emails. I've talked enough times. I'm trying to be patient. I understand that these can't be everywhere, but they're dealing right in front of us, nonstop, and that cannot continue. That cannot continue for the sake of this town or a neighborhood. It's disgusting. There's a school 2 blocks away. There are transients coming. There are motorhomes parking, and their batteries are dying. Stuff's going on at 3 in the morning. I called dispatch and they're like, well, what's suspicious? They walk around the back of the house, everybody goes. I got a guy on video last night. It's the same thing. There's nothing suspicious about walking behind a house. I get that, but we all know what's going on. We're adults. I'm just bringing awareness because I feel like nothing's being done. So said my piece and hope to see some more action on that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Steve, what's your?
Well, Steve Whitchurch, 880 Taylor Street. Some of you already know me. You heard my neighbors I'll talk about the drug house. I have lived in the same house there for almost 30 years. I just got through talking to Officer or Chief Daniels, so I think it's the following officer, and more nervous.
Call me anything you want.
Friday night, a few minutes after 11 o'clock, I had two of the residents that lived in that house try to break into my garage. I went to the kitchen window just in time to see them, and right away, my daughter called the police, and I went outside to see what was going on, and up the street they went, and they went into the, I think the backyard area of the house that we're referring to. Wasn't maybe 20 minutes and an officer showed up, very polite. I went down the street, did some checking. The time couldn't find anybody. I think he came back later and did end up talking to one of the people that tried to break into our garage. Our garage is on Third Street side. Like I was saying, I've lived there almost 30 years, never had an issue like this ever. It's a little disturbing. I thought Mount Angelo was a safe place to live. Between speeding cars lately, and I think you all know about, I was here last year about the speeding. When my kids were growing up there, we had no problem with them walking to the school, going over to the park, across the street, going visiting their friends. Now I have my sons living with us. I discourage them all I can to go anywhere without an adult. I walk them down St. Mary's because we have to go by the drug house. My main concern is, what if one of the little kids there picks a quarter or something up off the sidewalk in front of that drug house and has fentanyl on it? We have a dead kid. I know that my neighbors over here have raised that same concern. Those people in that house, I know them personally. I know the elderly guy in there. He's been a friend of mine for 30 years. I almost feel like the people who live there are taking advantage of him or something. I don't know exactly what's happening there. I just got through talking to Chief Daniels about it. He's doing some investigation. This is getting insane. Robbing my neighbors across the street, breaking into my garage. What's next? 1 block away from us on Cherry Street, there's a drive-by shooting of supposed drug house. Chief Daniels probably knows about that. I have some information, maybe it could help you. I'll give it to you, Bartley. I have pictures of the cars. The park on, they usually will park right there on the corner of Birch and Taylor. They walk down the sidewalk and go into the house, come back 15, 20 minutes later, get in the car and leave. This car was parked right next to my neighbors across the street, right next to their house. This was just a few weeks ago. It's nonstop. Sketchy people that are walking up and down the sidewalk all the time. I don't want my grandkids out there interacting with them. I don't want to be out there. So I think it's become more than just a bunch of drug users. If they want to burn their brains out, let it be. I don't care. But when it starts encroaching on my property, my neighbor's property, the neighborhood around there is all us neighbors know each other around there. We all talk, we all interact. When something happens, we all know that it's going on. What if there's a drive-by shooting there? The people that live next to me, that live next to the drug house, just had 2 twins. And they have another younger girl. What if they do a drive-by shooting and someone there gets killed? I don't know what's going to happen there. I think when you start bringing those kinds of people into the situation like that, you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm sure Friday night they were watching our house because it was about 10 minutes after we turned the lights up. We heard them trying to break into the garage. At first, I thought it was something downstairs. Went down, but then when I went in the kitchen, I saw they're in the driveway. They didn't get in. My garage is pretty well fortified, but they, you know, it's not gonna keep anybody out. But I guess I'm gonna have to buy a camera. That's, you know, it's a sad thing to say. I'm gonna have to put security lights up. I'm gonna have to buy some cameras. And I live in Mount Angel. I don't live in Portland. You know, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just, something needs. We're at a loss, you know, all the neighbors are at a loss. We were just talking Saturday morning about this, about several neighbors and I were outside talking about this, and it's like, what do? We're here asking you guys to please help. You know, this is not normal for Mount Angel. It's like a speeding. It's a daily thing. It's turned into a freeway, Taylor Street. And I was here a year and a half ago with this petition, signed by almost everyone on Taylor Street from all the way down to Main Street, right here. The other reason I don't let my grandkids ride the bicycle off the road, someone's gonna get nailed. But I think the issue right now that's the most important issue is the drug house. And I don't know what's going on with the one that's up on Cherry Street. Which brings me to this. And I'll give this to you here in a second. A couple of weeks ago, I was out raking leaves in the yard. And this small Honda car, light colored Honda car, was driving around the block real slow. All his windows blacked out, low, you know, sitting real low on these little tires. They're kind of suspicious, but then when it pulled up and stopped right by the mailboxes on Birch Street and sat there, you can't see who's in it. I mean, the windows are so, I mean, they're black practically, they're so tinted. And there it sits. And I'm wondering, okay, what is this? Is this some drug thing going down? And so I just continue to rake my leaves up, and I did make a note of the license plate number. I also have a description of the car. So like I said, it sat there for like 15, 20 minutes, and then this guy come out of the park. This Hispanic guy come running through the park with a big backpack, jumped in the car, and he went ripping down Birch Street towards Markham. Now I find out this house, that's the drug house over on Cherry Street, backs up to the park.
Excuse me, Steve, we have a 3-minute limit.
Okay.
So if you could please wrap it up.
Thank you for letting me chat, but I'm just saying, we have an issue. And it needs to be taken care of, and you guys are ultimately responsible for this. I mean, not that you're causing it to happen, but you're responsible for taking care of it. I mean, that's what the city council's for, that's what we're here for. So thank you for letting me back.
Thank you, Steve. Others, Colby?
We have one more signed up here, Liz Schmidt.
My first time too, speaking to the council, Liz Schmidt, and I live at 735 Taylor. My question is, I mean, they talked about all the issues, but isn't it a single family dwelling? So there's a lot of people living there. And I know my brother has an Airbnb. If you have an Airbnb, you have to follow all these rules and regulations. This house has a lot of different people living there, and a lot of people come there to pick up those people who are living there, and they bring a lot of their friends. So I'm just going, okay, do we have some sort of code enforcement for single family dwellings? I'm not sure, I'm just asking the question. Because it's not unusual, it's not a usual home that single family dwelling, if that's what it's coded. So that's the one thing I would just ask the council to check into, is this home, are they slated to rent out their rooms? I don't know, I'm just asking that question, so. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Is that it?
That is it.
Okay. City manager, do you have any comments you'd like to make at this point or
Not really,
recommendation for?
not really. There's ongoing investigations
Uh-huh.
and, I could certainly go on and on probably for 10 or 15 minutes about a number of different issues.
Yeah, no,
It's not appropriate at this point.
okay. I just wanted to make sure you had a chance.
Well, no, I appreciate it, but, these types of issues, these types of community livability issues, I'm sure as everyone in the room is acutely aware. You know, I've been here 6 years now, and it took the better part of 5 to, get rid of the squatters at 540 and 550 Railroad. A lot of those people that have moved from 540 and 550 Railroad, some of them have actually moved up to this residence on Taylor Street, or come and go from that residence on Taylor Street. So we're acutely aware of who these people are and what they're up to. It's just a matter of doing our investigations and doing the best thing that we possibly can. So we're looking into everything, and code violations, everything we possibly can. But it takes time, and we have a constitution. I'm not willing to violate the constitution.
Okay. Thank you. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and we'll take this under consideration. And we're gonna move on with our agenda. If you're interested in this instead of television, please stay. If you're not, you can bid your adieu right now, so.
Understand. So I'm giving you. Okay, so that's okay, yeah, thanks, Steve.
Okay, let's move on. We have 2 pieces of correspondence. We have a request for Community High School equestrian team for team sponsorship request. Council doesn't typically donate city money to organizations. But if someone, when we have the information, and if someone would like to make an individual donation, or if they own a business that would like to make a donation, that's up to them. So you have the information. So thank you. Next item is an email to council on the traffic device change, which is and comments again on the traffic device change that Mr. Bullock brought up. So not everyone's happy with it, apparently. Okay, we'll move on to items, unless somebody has some comments they'd like to make.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
if I may.
sure.
So regarding the traffic change, if you will, at Woken Church. So I did reach out to ODOT and their engineers and all that for options, particularly in regards to the deliveries that are the posts.
Yes.
So I am in receipt of a number of suggestions by them, things that we could do. And so that's one of the things that our public works director and I need to meet with, need to meet with each other, to take a look at, see what our budget says and what we might be able to get accomplished there. And so we may be able to continue with the impact of safety in the area, but then perhaps reduce some of the impact as has been brought up. So
Okay,
we have some options, but And be thoughtful about that and make sure that we're trying to do the right thing.
And I'm assuming you're gonna communicate that to the complainants. Okay, good. So
When we
we get
have kind of
information. Okay,
an idea where we're going.
okay. Thank you. Okay, so our next item is accounts payable. Excuse me, for November 2023. Starting with Councilor Hope, do you have any question?
Yeah, just the renewal for the remote program on the speed trailers that cover both of the speed trailers.
Yes.
Uh, the Prairie City Interior, I just was curious if that was a like a half payment or.
Yeah, the first one. We got the second one coming up after they actually do the install.
That was all I had.
Okay, Councilor Faust? Thank you. Councilor Astorga? I think it's. Councilor Donahue?
No.
Councilor Ott?
I have the same question about the
Okay.
remote. Otherwise, no.
Council
I'm good.
President? You're good? Okay, no, I'm good. Okay. Thank you. Now, moving right along, we have the consent agenda. And it's one item. Approved council meeting minutes of November 6, 2023. Anyone have any corrections or concerns about the minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion.
To approve the consent agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. A motion by Councilor Hofer, second by Councilor Eater. To approve the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Counselor Hill,
Aye.
Counselor Powell. Aye. Counselor Eater,
Aye.
Counselor Hooper,
Aye.
Counselor Astorga,
Aye.
Counselor Donahue. Aye. Counselor Ott,
I,
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Okay, the next item is unfinished business. We have a ordinance, second reading of the ordinance on ATV, UTV code edition, ordinance number 775. So I'll open that for discussion. You have anything to add? Chief? No. So since we last discussed this, there have been no changes or anything from what you presented, okay? Okay, does anyone have any questions or concerns about this? Okay. Okay. Then, I'm gonna entertain a motion on the second reading.
I move to approve the second reading of ordinance number 775, addition amounting to the municipal code by adding a new section relating to the use of certain all-terrain vehicles and golf carts in the city by police, fire, public works, and Oktoberfest personnel while in the performance of their duties.
Okay. Here, a second.
second,
Okay. Motion by Councilor Hofer, second by Councilor Ott to approve ordinance number 775 on second reading. Roll call, please.
We need to read the title one more time for the second. Title.
This is a second reading.
Yes, but I think we still have to read the title of the ordinance for the second.
Want to read it again?
So there, just the title.
Yeah, just read it. I don't think we need to do that, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so just say ordinance, start at the ordinance Ordinance 775, addition to Mount Angel Municipal Code by adding a new section relating to the use of certain all-terrain vehicles and golf carts in the city by police, fire, public works, and Oktoberfest personnel while in the performance of their duties.
Councilor Hop. Councilor Hop. Councilor Hill.
I,
Councilor Powell.
Aye.
Councilor Eater.
Aye.
Councilor Hooper.
Aye.
Councilor Story.
Aye.
Councilor Donahue.
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Right. Okay, thank you. Our next item is, this is a joint meeting of the city council and the contract review board. And so I will open up that joint meeting. Is this a public hearing? I don't think so. Okay, good. Let me scared. Okay, so,
keeping you on your toes.
so this is an item that both the contract review board and city council have to approve. So it is the update of our public contracting rules. And I'll turn that over to Tara.
This is our annual update from the local government law group. There were minor changes at the state level, and so they have just filtered down to us. And so the 5 changes there are listed. Small procurements, it was increased from 10,000 to 25,000. Intermediate procurement for goods and services went from 150,000 to 250,000. And then they expanded the preference for service disabled veterans to be to all veterans. And then we can give, if we want to, a 5% preference to to for-profit businesses that benefit society or the environment. And then something to do with demolition contracts that I don't think we'll ever touch.
Okay. Yeah, any comments or questions by council?
Why such a big increase from the 150 to the 250? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know.
Just material costs or?
Can't get anything to 150.
Oh, he can't
Right,
get any.
yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but I was like, man, that's quite the jump, you know?
Yeah, it is a big jump, I know.
Like she said, it changed at the state level as well.
All right.
Due to basically the reduced amount of scope that's accomplished with the current thresholds.
Right, okay, no, that's all I had, I just.
Any other questions at this point? Okay, so this. I guess I'm gonna close it, or, yeah, no, I'm not yet. It's a resolution, joint resolution. So. Do we take 2 votes? No, I don't think so. Okay. All right, then I will entertain a motion.
I move to adopt resolution 1583 on behalf of the city of Mount Angel and the city's contract review board.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilor Powell, seconded by Councilor Astorga to approve resolution 1583. Roll call, please.
Councilor Donahue. Aye. Councilor Hop.
Aye.
Councilor Hill.
Aye.
Councilor Powell.
Aye.
Councilor Eater.
Aye.
Councilor Hooper.
Aye.
Councilor Escorga.
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Thank you.
Excuse me, bless you.
The next item is a liquor license application on behalf of Red House Pizza. And this has been reviewed and there are no adverse findings. So unless there are any questions, I'm going to entertain a motion.
I move to approve the liquor license application for Red House Pizza. Ally Corthell applicant. For Ally Corthell applicant.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilor Astorga, second by Councilor Hofer to approve liquor license application for Red Hot Speakeasy. No comments, take them. Roll call, please.
Counselor Astorga,
Aye.
Counselor Donahue. Aye. Counselor Ott,
Aye.
Counselor Hill.
Aye.
Counselor Bob.
Aye.
Counselor Eager,
Aye.
Counselor Hooper,
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Okay. Next item is we're down to city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm gonna kind of run through what would be the weekly update if I would have had my collective stuff together on Friday and today to get it out to you. But things have been a little busy. I'll start with our finance, HR and risk department, just to kind of recognize a few really significant items. So, our office, as I'm sure you are all aware, has been kind of in limbo with a little bit of the floor remodel and moving the counters and that type of thing. Our customers have been very patient with the mess, you know, and while I've been up there, there've been a lot of positive comments about the rearranging of the counters and that type of thing. So it's been kind of nice to be up there when people come in to pay their bill and go, oh, it looks good. So that's pretty good. Joel from our public works department has done a fabulous job with the cabinet reinstallation and the new door that's there to make our front lobby area and our staff more secure. Our front office staff has started purging and organizing supplies this week as we've cleaned and put items back in the cabinets. The next step is to start boxing things and getting them ready to move. And that is kind of what's happening. With the new flooring installation that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see the Oktoberfest information booth show up next to City Hall. It'll be in its usual spot as it is during the festival. Oktoberfest has generously allowed City Hall staff to use the booth to work out of, so it's going to become a de facto City Hall so that we have access to our customers and they have access to us. It's going to be pretty cool. It'd be a great place to take utility payments, talk with customers outside City Hall. There's also going to be a blue box storage unit, which will be delivered and placed in the parking spaces that we use to park police vehicles in front of the police department, so that we can store our desks and file cabinets and those types of things while they're installing flooring upstairs. Administrative services, all of the Walker Meadows subdivision has had permits applied for. They're still constructing quite a few of the new homes out there, but we are now on the downhill slide of the process as they are inspected and the certificates of occupancy are issued. Colby's been working closely with Rose Smith from Lennar, who is in charge of the HOA, to make sure modifications and fences are correctly installed as the new residents move in. This past Saturday night, we had a great tree lighting, and really thank the mayor for coming and doing the countdown. It was really appreciated. We had a break in the rain, we had a break in the wind, and it was a really comfortable time to just stand around. And then kids got an opportunity to visit Santa Claus in the gazebo and not have to stand around in the rain. And it was pretty cool. So, Mr. Mayor, thank you for coming.
You're very welcome. It was a joy. I was very happy with the fact that the rain stopped for an hour or so.
It was awesome.
I had my black top hat on, you know, I had to play the mayor thing, so I didn't want that to get wet.
It was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As far as the library goes, we have several special events coming this week. Recycled book Angel Craft on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. There's a Google Docs class on Thursday at 1. And then a family movie night showing Elf on Friday at 4:30. And Giggles the Elf, is that right? Giggles the Elf?
Giggles the Elf.
Okay, we'll be there at 3 o'clock.
Giggles has become an elf.
Giggles
Just in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got my first experience with Buddy the Elf
on Saturday night. And it didn't necessarily start off great because he came up and started turning knobs on the PA system, which wasn't his.
So he's a role character, he's a method actor.
So, Public Works, the South Main Water Line project is coming along smoothly. Last 2 weeks, Flow Line Construction has installed roughly 700 feet of the new water line. And by the end of Friday, Flow Line should make the street crossing back from Main to May, right? And that will be the last installation of the 8-inch line. Next week, which will be this week, the saw cutters will come back and make a couple cuts that were missed early on in the project. Eric and David did a great job, by the way, in preparation for our atmospheric river and the storm coming up. Raking leaves from the storm grates. And then David took out the street sweeper on Friday. Unless I don't know something, which is pretty easy to do. I'm not aware that we had any localized flooding or any challenges. So once again, big kudos to you and your crew. You guys really rocked it. Thank you. Alan has met with our engineering staff from Civil West on Thursday of last week. He gave them a tour of the city and showed them the wells and the reservoir. Priority of the meeting was familiarize them with the city's water system so they can prepare the water master plan. So it's going along really well. I was able to put us in for two $2 million grants. One was for our water system, and then the other one was for our wastewater system to take care of pond dredging. So they were pretty easy to write and pretty easy to submit. And I've been encouraged to reach out to our legislators to make sure that they're aware of it. And as I got an email actually from Senator Wyden's office today, appropriations are coming. So they're interested to see what projects we have, what we want to do. And so I'll be contacting Senator Wyden's office to make sure that they're up to speed. On a personal note, I've been deployed and am assisting with a funeral for the 26-year-old Westland police officer who passed away. The funeral is on December 14th in Tualatin. Fortunately, there's not really much for me to do, but I am in charge of actually the memorial and the venue. So had a meeting with them up in Tualatin today. I just want to mention that that's going on. Today, I was finally able to get a hold of the railroad. And I have a meeting scheduled with the railroad folks at the Fountain Crossing this coming Thursday at 2 o'clock. And
a meeting?
I've been invited. I invited Colby and Alan to come along. And we had a really nice conversation with the telephone, rehashed some previous history. So he's certainly the right guy to talk to, and I got him on the right phone finally. And in fact, it was his suggestion that he meet us out here and we'll take a look at it. So that was pretty darn cool. And then the police department has been invited to assist with 2 Shop with a Cop events this year. One on the 9th, which is happening at the Kaiser Target store. And then one on the 12th and the 13th, on December 12th and December 13th and 14th, if I can read my writing, at the Woodburn Walmart store. Both the Kaiser Target and the Woodburn Walmart have kids from this school district, which will likely be attending each of those events. One in Walmart in Woodburn is being done pretty much by Walmart Corporation, a grant that the Walmart Corporation gave to their school district, but then also to the area. The one in Kaiser has been being done by a private entity, if you will, in the Salem area, but they've got about 700 kids signed up for that one Shop and Cop. And they're trying to find as many police officers as they possibly can. Last year, they absolutely burned out all the cops that showed up. And having shopped with these kids on a number of occasions, it's not easy, but it's one of the most rewarding things that you can do, because as I was telling somebody about these events, it's not about the kids that actually show up to shop somewhere, because they blow you away. They're shopping for their brothers, they're shopping for their sisters, they're shopping for their parents. And the last person that they actually will shop around the store for something is for themselves. It's just an awesome thing to participate in, and I love it. So I just wanted to mention it to you. And we're trying to get our school district more involved in it. I put our outreach coordinator here at the elementary school in touch with the folks at the Kaiser Target. So I'm hoping that some more Mount Angel kids will show up. And I'm hoping that as time goes on, because wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to have shop at the top of this. But as time goes on, we'll get more and more kids from our community involved in that. So, Mr. Mayor, that's all I have to say.
Great, thank you. Okay, Counselor committee reports, committees, so I'll start with Counselor.
Just a comment about Oak Street and East College. Is there any way I could curb that?
Yeah, there is.
It's just another idea. It's probably safer keeping traffic out of there, that area, if the delineators were to leave.
The delineators likely will leave. Like I said, that is one of the options. But we want to make sure that we try and keep people out of there. I'm just not sure how expensive it would be to engineer and install curbs and everything else that would go along with that. So Alan and I are going to have a pretty good conversation about this to see really where we should go.
That's all I had.
Okay, Counselor Ott. I think.
I just want to reiterate what my neighbors on Taylor Street say about that. I got a 6-year-old daughter. What's up now? Scares the shit out of me.
Okay, thank you. Counselor Astoria.
Well, so, with my neighbors on Taylor as well. I only let my daughter go up and down to the corner and back by Gary's house, and that's it. And she knows by Regina's house, that's it. Luckily, I have some good neighbors that we all watch out for each other, but it's gonna come to a point where someone's gonna get dropped. And I hate saying that, but it's gonna happen. Until something is done, someone's gonna get hurt. And I hate saying it, I'm a realist, I know, I'm not living in a fantasy land, I'm a realist, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna be the homeowner, or it's gonna be the person trying to break in. I'd rather see it the other way around, where the homeowner wins. But until something's done, and it needs to be done. And another thing is, why wasn't Jack and Mrs. Conklin and Kelly involved in the process of planning this? As taxpayers, I think that they have a say in it. Even if it's just some aesthetics, instead of saying, hey, instead of painting it all white and yellow, maybe a few yellow or white lines. But I've driven out there myself going to 530 Mass, and you cannot see people over those delineators. Sometimes they look like people, sometimes they don't. At night, it's hard to tell. And so someone's gonna get, I see the Stovers walking by, most of us have probably seen them walking by, and I can barely see their kids over those delineators. I happened to stop and talk with Kelly the other day, and she said that some of the cars swing out so wide that when their customers open their car door to walk in to into the establishment, they've actually almost been hit by cars coming this way off of College toward Mrs. Conklin's house. So it really, to me, it almost seems like it's been more of a hindrance than it has been a safety improvement. I know it was done with the best of intentions. I'm not going to take that away, but it seems like it has made more of a hindrance than it has been in a safety of improvement. And I've gotten that feeling not only from the residents, but folks who have driven by as well, and myself included. I've driven through there, and when I swing my little SUV through there, I'm riding that line close to those delineators as much as I can, and I still feel like if a car came out wide on the other side from Mrs. Conklin's side, it's gonna hit, they're gonna hit, someone's gonna get hit. A car or a person. It's just very, very tight. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Powell.
Couple things. One is, I noticed that we had a chunk of money go out for the Railroad Avenue environmental assessment. Is there any update on where, I know we had we were canvassing at one point, and I haven't followed the whole process. So is there any update to help me follow the process as to where we might be on the railroad?
Yes, the COG is currently writing a grant. And it's due December 15th. So I need to follow up with them this week to make sure that they're on track and not waiting for something.
Okay, excellent. I appreciate Chief getting in contact with the railroad. I'm upset that it happened on one of the only days I don't work from home, but that's okay. You and I'll touch base before then. And kind of feel like it's harp on Chief night, so I feel bad for you tonight.
Is he chief or city manager?
Right now it's Chief.
Oh, okay, all right.
Everybody's harping on Chief. City managers, I think keeping up pretty good with all stuff. Chief's kind of taking it in the shorts.
Okay, I just want to clarify that, okay?
I'm just gonna chime in with, obviously, I heard about what happened on Cherry. I walk that all the time, wife, dog, kids, or some combination thereof. It's always interesting when an 8-year-old asks you why there's bullet holes in a pickup truck. And so that was already a little concerning. And then I think Chief knows this, but we had an unwelcomed visitor at 2 a.m. The opposite end of town at our house, who was quickly shooed away from the home. And now we learn about Taylor Street as well. So to everybody who commented earlier, it was heard. And obviously it appears that we have some issues percolating in multiple cases. So that's all I had.
Thank you. Councilor Hopper.
Well, I don't have anything. I'm not gonna say chief or the administrator, I don't think. I'll chime in about the intersection up there. I drive that intersection a couple times a day. I'm not gonna say they are terribly attractive, but I didn't use the intersection as a chicane before. I don't use it now. I understand that the neighbors being upset, but if we involve, they don't own the street or the curb. So, it's not like we went on a limb. It was design project through ODOT, through this whole, they're going through, how many cities in the state is this Safe Route to Schools going through? A lot. So, if her parking has been impeded, it's because people are crossing the center line. So we didn't move the center line. So, as far as people swinging wide on a corner, I visit my parents all the time, and people zipping up to Ham's neighborhood. They about hit the curb, my parents' side of the road. I'm like, well, we can maybe paint a line. That's not going to stop them from going over the line. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents about the interchange up there. So.
Okay, Councilor Hopper is correct. It's clearly doing its job, especially for folks like Ray, Matt, myself, anyone who drives anything longer than a Toyota 4Runner. It works pretty well. It does make it, you got to slow down pretty good if anybody's got 1 ton. And if it's a dually, that's the only reason I think it'd be nice if the delineators went away and there was just aggressive bumps, is because some of us with like your work van, it'd be nice if.
It turns on a dime.
Yeah.
I'm 99% time to go
You're
this
better-
way.
you're better than we are.
I'm not coming.
But the Dodge Ram Dualies of the world, it would be nice if they needed to hang a tire over. With the mirrors out.
I make one more comment.
Sure.
So I'm gonna pull you out of the trenches since you've been so beat up, but
Everybody's
I'll
nice.
credit you for when there's a problem that you deal with it, because I've been through several past administrators where there's a complaint that comes to the council and you never hear anything else about it. So I commend you for that.
Thanks, Rick.
I'll second that. Okay. And we notice on the agenda, we have student council report, so I don't ever forget again.
Okay, thanks.
So Sailor, what's your report?
Yeah, I did wanna do kind of a comment on what Councilor Eater was just saying, is I do appreciate you looking into those issues, because I do live across the street from Cherry Street and the incident that happened there recently. And the person whose truck was shot was a very close friend of mine, a classmate. And he was really shook up. So I do really appreciate you looking into that and being so diligent. Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't really know exactly where to go with my updates, but I have a few for you.
Anything you have.
Okay,
We'll accept.
so this year we have a new principal at my school, at Kennedy High School, Jessica Brendan, and she's been really great with a few things that she's been focusing on. Primarily is like safety has been something that she's really been diligent on with. We've had last year a lot of substances in the school, and particularly in the bathrooms, like smoking in the bathrooms was a really heavy issue last year that we didn't really have a lot of response by administration. And that has pretty much ceased this year, thanks to her signage and her warnings and that kind of thing. So she's been really good about that. And also, student involvement has been a really big thing for her, which I feel like we haven't really had from administration before, and honoring virtues. So monthly we do, we honor students and faculty members that are demonstrating virtues. So last month was gratitude, and this month we're commending students and faculty members for demonstrations of like kindness and those kinds of things, which I feel like has been really great. Secondly, this year we've put a really heavy interest in equity and inclusion for all students. So one thing that just started this year, which I actually founded this year, was a Gender Sexuality Alliance, which is, we're one of the only schools in the state that didn't have one before. And that's just a safe space for group discussions and activism, and also fundraising for the LGBTQI+ community, which has been really, I think, important for students to have that outlet in Mount Angel, which I feel like is something that they haven't had before. And also Teen Advisory Board is a club that has really increased in involvement this year, which is a club that celebrates Heritage Months and puts up signage and celebrations for that. So we did a big celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month, and this month for Indigenous Peoples Month. My last thing was that this year we have a partnership with the elementary school through the Future Business Leaders of America Club. So it's like the members of that club were meeting with kindergartners down at the elementary school for mentoring with students that need a little bit of extra attention, which I'm really excited. We're starting that right after break is when that's starting. So right after winter break. So that should be pretty exciting to partner with them, which is something we haven't done before. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay, I guess it's my turn. So I'm going to start out with a little trivia. This remodel at City Hall, the framework for those countertops was originally installed by a movie crew for a movie that was filmed in Mount Angel called Isn't It Shocking in 1973. So it was filmed partially in Mount Angel, but I guess they came in and didn't like the way City Hall looks, so they rearranged it. But the framework was built by the movie crews. So, everybody knew that? You know.
No, I was dying to know.
Do you remember the movie? Yeah.
Alan
Alan Alda was in it.
I watched this a couple years ago.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So it's gotta be in the archive somewhere, so watch that movie if you wanna see. I know there's, huh?
Isn't it shocking?
Isn't it shocking? 1973. Isn't that shocking?
I'll watch it with Duel.
Prior to Mass,
Huh?
I'll watch it with the movie Duel.
Okay.
No, that's older.
That's scary. Okay, so the other thing, Chief mentioned a bit about the festivities this last weekend. It was really a successful weekend, I thought. Despite the rain, we had some rain downtown, but the inside activities went really well and people braved the weather. So thanks, there are a lot of people that put that together, volunteered and did hard things. And so I appreciate everything that they did. One thing that was really nice was the school district had a tree of giving set up in the fest hall. And they had come to the chamber board meeting a month ago or so, just saying what they were doing to raise money. And so somebody came up with the idea of, well, give them a table. So they had a tree and they had all these families' tickets all over the tree. And by the end of the weekend, people had taken every one of them. So if they deliver, all those kids and families that need help are gonna get it. So I thought that was, and they also took donations too, but so that was another highlight of the weekend. And so anyway, and that's about it. I'm gonna get us out of here at 8 o'clock. I have
One more thing.
we have one more thing.
Alibi.
Huh?
Alibi. So exactly 6 years ago tonight, I was standing up there swearing. So, and I just want to say, even though I may have gotten beat up a little bit tonight,
The city manager did.
I wouldn't,
Listen to you.
I wouldn't change it. So thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you for the opportunity. So,
Happy anniversary. I did not know that, so. And
they're up.
everybody enjoy the holidays and we'll see you next year. 2024.